So I have literally spent hours in silver elo, not just for my own accounts and grinding them up to high elo, but also because I have been coaching silver players in the past and I've had to go and give them tips and everything in order to improve in the game. So I've got a lot of knowledge in silver elo, and today's video is going to be all about the silver players. Basically the things that I have learned after playing in silver elo as well as watching the silver players and being in there. So the most majority of the people that are in silver at the moment, they think that they are being hard stuck in silver because of their teammates. Most of the people do not agree with what they say, but in my case I do have to agree with the silver players to some extent, because there's a lot of players in the game that go AFK, or some people are being so toxic that they actually go and ruin your game. But this is only just to some extent. The very honest truth is that no matter how bad the game looks like, especially around silver elo, even if the game is looking like a 4 against 5, you can still win games by about 95%. As long as you play well, it doesn't really matter how bad your teammates are. When taking a look at the challenger players as an example, if they make a new account and it's starting in silver elo, they can win about 99% of every single game that they are about to play. As for myself, a Riven main who has got to challenger tier multiple of times, I can easily go down on a 50 win streak if I play on a new account. Regardless of how bad the game looks like, every game is winnable. So if other players can get out of silver without a problem, then that should mean that you can do that as well. However, the problem why most of these silver players are hard stuck in silver is not just because of their mechanics as well as the macro play, it's because they don't really value the item builds as well as the rune system. I have already been talking about this in my last video, so I'm not gonna go and talk about it for too long, but basically people in silver tend to use the wrong runes as well as the item builds that they are going for. Basically, in each game that you are going to play, you always have to adapt your runes and your item build depending on what you need for the game. When I played in silver elo myself, I win most majority of the matchups, not because they are making plenty of mistakes and all of that, it's because they were simply not using the right runes. It made it a lot easier for me to carry through the laning phase and then carry the entire game afterwards. If you are a Riven main and you don't understand much about the runes as well as the item builds, make sure you check out my YouTube channel because I have plenty of videos about the runes as well as the item builds specifically for Riven. Anyway, another mistake I see happening a lot in silver elo is that people don't really know what to do after the laning phase. If you go and watch my coaching videos in the future, you can clearly see that the silver players really have no idea what they are doing throughout the game. Basically, what's happening most of the time is that people are grouping in the mid lane after the laning phase is done. Silver players often believe that once the laning phase is done, all it takes is to group in the mid lane, go for the objectives, and then finish the game. I see it happening a lot where a player goes down to the mid lane, starts to walk circles because he doesn't know what to do and pretty much nothing is happening, and then what ends up happening is that a creep wave is going to get crashed into the tower, he forgets about it, and then he's going to fall behind completely. This is basically 90% of all the silver games that are being played. Not just saying that it only happens in silver elo, because it's often happening in gold and platinum elo as well, but the higher elo that you go, the less it will happen. But especially in silver, it's happening a lot of times. So the best golden tip I can give you after the laning phase is done is not just to group in the mid lane and wait for something to happen, but if your team is doing nothing at all, just walk down to your lane, take every farm that you can and possibly even jungle camps too, and if you apply this rule to every single game, then you should easily be able to get 10 CS per minute. This is where the pros get the 10 CS per minute. They just don't get all the CS in the laning phase, but the things that you do after the laning phase is what gets you the 10 CS per minute. If you want to get better at farming, make sure you go down to my YouTube channel because I have made a video about getting the 10 CS per minute. Make sure you check that out as well. Another mistake I see happening a lot in silver is that people don't respect the bounty system at at all. Basically, somebody gets 5 kills in a row in just a few minutes of time, and then they start risking their own life and gets themselves killed. In return, you give away as much gold as that you just earned from getting those kills. This is why you see a lot of comebacks in Silver Elo, because people don't really respect the system at all. They start to make plenty of mistakes, and this is the moment when things will turn. If you find yourself in a game where you start snowballing and get plenty of kills, make sure you don't make that mistake and die throughout the game, because if you do that one time, you're gonna lose the entire advantage that you just created. One of the people that I coached myself had this very big issue. He started snowballing a lot throughout the laning phase, but he did not really respect the system at all. This silver guy was a really good player because he always somehow managed to win the laning phase, but the one thing that kept him down from getting to gold tier was simply making the mistakes. Just one mistake is enough to lose your bounty and then lose your whole advantage as well. So as for the golden tip, if you start to snowball throughout the laning phase, make sure you don't make that mistake and then lose the bounty on your head. If you lose it, the enemy team will start making a comeback, and that might even possibly lose you the game. Something else that bothered me a lot about silver players is that they always ban Yasuo. Why would you ban Yasuo? This champion is not really that good. If you are playing against a one-trick challenger player who only plays Yasuo, then yeah, I understand you have to go and ban Yasuo. But you're literally playing in the worst elo. You're playing in silver elo, which is below average of the game. Nobody plays Yasuo on a good level in silver. Nobody can play this champion at all there. You are actually wasting your ban, so why would you go and ban Yasuo if you can just ban another champion instead? Yasuo needs a lot of skill to be played and performed really well, especially in silver. You're not really gonna find that at all. Let's not begin talking about how easy it is to counter Yasuo, so let's just not talk about it, okay? Another basic thing which I have never really understood about silver players is that they are extremely toxic. If you want to get to gold tier, then stop being toxic, because just flaming your teammates is really not going to help you out at all. And let's not begin about the passive toxic players, because there's also plenty of people which always say, I got teammates here so toxic, I cannot win my games because they're too toxic. But I always tell people to do, if you have toxic teammates in your team, is simply by using the command that allows you to mute everybody in the game. I have already made plenty of videos about muting people, but somehow people still don't understand even today. If you want to go and win more games, you just have to mute your team, because this game is not a team game. This game is just being you. Whoever said that League of Legends is a team game probably doesn't understand of how this game works, because if I play the game myself, I don't really play with the team at all. In fact, in the last 500 games that I have played, I have never used my in-game chat. And if you don't believe me, you can just go down to my stream and you will never find my chat. In fact, I don't even mute the people, I even move the chat out of the screen, and I don't even play with the team chat at all. I have got to challenger myself with my own decisions, with my own champion, and with the own movements I made and my own plays, and everything I did was because of me. So why would I have to listen to my own teammates saying that I have to group up or split push or do whatever, or listen to them being toxic? Trust me, you're better off just muting your own team in chat, or even moving away the chat out of your screen. You don't need it, you only have to focus on yourself. The last thing I want to go and talk about is a little strategy which you will never find in silver elo at all. This strategy allows you to climb in elo a lot more consistently and also improve a lot faster in the game. It's basically about creating multiple accounts and all of that stuff. I have already made a video about this. I'll be showing the video on the screen right now. Make sure you check it out on my YouTube channel, because this strategy allows you to climb a lot more easy and it's very effective. Make sure you check it out. It's very important and I used it myself too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really hope that I could help you guys out with all of my knowledge. If you are looking for a high elo Riven stream, make sure you check out my stream. Also, if you are looking for a nice and friendly Discord community, make sure you join my Discord, guys. Also, if you are looking for full gameplays, I have created a second YouTube channel, so make sure you guys check it out. I will be uploading full gameplays there every single day. And now, with that all being said, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video and my next stream, man. Peace.